Everybody. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Julie. Hi, Aaron. Hi, honey.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Lacey.
Hello.
Good to see you all.
Good morning. All right. Hey, all right. Gosh, I keep forgetting her name. Madison, what's her name?
You say Lily?
Good morning,
I
Lily.
was going to say Lily.
You remembered it.
I remembered. Hi, Robin. Hi, Melissa. Saw Melissa yesterday. Hi, Jody. Who else? These are,
So
well,
great
it's
to see you
really,
all.
yeah, we've missed you. All right. Good morning. Yeah, meeting notes. Okay,
Good morning,
Ben,
everybody.
you want to, let's start with
Yeah,
our,
good morning, everybody. You made it. We're at session 7. As you're trickling in, the usual thing with renaming yourself. So we know who's here. And thanks, Angela, for being safe. That's a good reminder to be safe. But if you can, turn your video on. We'd love to see your faces. Yeah, great to see you all here. We have another good one here for you. I'm going to start with a joke because I have a good one. I actually need participation with this joke. So, Carla, maybe you could be the other person. Ready? How did Harry Potter get down the hill? Carla, you just say, I don't know
I
how.
don't know. How did Harry Potter get down the hill? Well, I'm thinking, how did Harry Potter get down the hill?
Do you give up?
Yes.
Walking. JK, rolling.
Uh,
You get it?
I do get it. Yes.
Okay.
Yay. Good job.
If you don't get it, go ahead and drop in the chat. I don't get it. And I'll be sure to follow up with you later on why that's such a great joke. Okay, if you're just joining us, go ahead and take a sec to rename yourself. I see most folks have already renamed themselves. Turn on your video if you can. If you can't, we totally understand, and we're glad you're being safe on the road and happy that you're here with us.
Mhm.
I think we're going to start with just an icebreaker of everybody to warm up your fingers. If you could drop in the chat your favorite part of spring, your favorite sign of spring. For me, it is the reemergence of the sun here. Baseball games, I love it. Baseball. I'd change my answer to baseball. Bluebirds, awesome. Wow, these are great. Rain, warm weather, the longer days for sure, Carla. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is so much to look forward to here.
I know.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everybody. These are great. Warm weather. Yep. Cool. So great to see you all.
It really is.
I missed you.
All right. I guess we
Okay.
can start digging in here.
Yeah, let's do it.
We've got a really fun agenda today. This is really about, we've all been up to things. Crush has been up to stuff. You all have been up to stuff. And today is about reconnecting, sharing what's happening, inspiring each other, getting ideas, and just hopefully this really boosts you for your day, for the work ahead, and just in general. So this is about celebrating and having fun together. We've got a lot of cool things to share and learn about. So here's the agenda. We're going to start out by talking about sharing your plan. We've got some resources that you either already have seen or will see soon to have available to get the word out about the awesome work that you're doing. Then we've got some highlights to share from a couple of 3 schools in the region about success stories and things working out really well that we wanted to highlight today. So we're going to do that next. We also want to share all the strategies, kind of the trends that we saw with your plans and what's the most popular top strategies for both student and staff. Ben's going to talk about some work that he's doing on the dashboard. Very cool transition that we're going to make with the dashboard from planning to now implementing and collaborating together. So that's pretty exciting. Then we're going to move into breakouts, but breakouts today are going to be different than what we've done in the past. We're actually going to mix you all up so that you can get to know each other better and talk about the different things that you're up to and share ideas. And then we'll have close out with some upcoming supports for implementation. And then we'll wrap up and get out of here by 11:30. So again, thank you for being here. We're looking forward to it. Ben, did I miss anything?
Nope, perfect.
Okay. Before we get started, I just wanted to revisit this timeline. Remember when you first saw it? Maybe you remember, maybe you just put it out of your mind because it seemed so overwhelming and intimidating way back then. But the amazing thing is that now we look at this and we're all the way here at the end in meeting 7. So we made it. So please give yourselves a round of applause, pat on the back. We're here. So we did the entire planning process. I'm very curious, excuse me, while I cough. I'm not going to go over these components because at this time you've done them all. You're familiar with the process. And if you have any reflections as you look back on this, maybe something that you thought it was going to be, or surprises, or just something you're proud of, I have to say, when I look at this timeline and I think of all the work you all have put into this, I'm proud. I'm very proud of the things that you've been able to do. It's been super fun to see these plans come together, to work with you throughout planning. And now we just can't wait to get started more on implementation to see all the cool changes that you make. Anyone have thoughts? You could take yourselves off mute. This is a casual convening, or put ideas in the chat or not. That's okay too. Any crush people want to share?
Pretty monumental effort here to get all this stuff done at every school district. So just want to let you know I see all the hard work from everybody, and I'm so grateful for all of you, all your hard work just to get to this point has been huge.
For sure. All right, thank you. And here we are. Congratulations. This is where we're at. 29 plans, hundreds of well-being strategies to support your students and staff. So congratulations. Awesome work. We are very, 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 very proud of you and excited for what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now that your plans are finished, we're going to talk a little bit about sharing your plan. And while I talk, I invite you to, again, just share if you've had experience sharing your plan. If you want to put anything in the chat during this conversation, please do. This is how we learn, and this is how we get excited about this work together. So please feel free to use the chat liberally. Maybe just a thumbs up if you've already shared your plan with somebody outside of this meeting. Has anybody had a chance to do that? And okay, if you haven't, but if you have, it'd be fun to see. Awesome. Well, congratulations and thanks for doing that. This is such a critical first step to getting people excited about the plan. They have to know about it, right? But it can also be intimidating. Let's face it. It's kind of hard to put yourself out there, share the work that you've done. But I want to reassure you that you have a lot to be proud of. These plans are beautiful. They're rooted in your communities. And I know that people are going to be super excited to be a part of it and see the awesome work that you've done. While we talk about sharing your plan, can you drop in the chat, what are some groups that would be important to share this plan with, if you have or you haven't? What are some ideas you have for who would benefit from learning about this? Board of Education, nice. Staff, admin, parents, great. Yes. For sure, we need parents on board, right? We want parents to understand. And as a parent myself, I know I'd be thrilled to learn about this great work that you're doing. Stakeholders in the community, for sure. Staff is huge. Staff is absolutely essential because you know you're going to be depending on your staff. One, this is to help staff, right? We've got a lot of strategies in there to support staff. And also we need our staff to be out there supporting students. And so getting staff on board with that is going to be really important. Yes, Nikki, thank you. Students, your youth advisory teams for sure are going to be excited to see this. But even beyond that, all the students in your school, how can you get the word out to them? All right, this is great. Any thoughts on ways to share, ways that would be helpful to get the word out to your community? So meetings or how do you interact with your community? What are some ways that, ooh, Dana, talking circles. Can you share more about that? Do you mind taking yourself off mute if you can?
Um, our school has really been on the restorative track. So we're just kind of using that team approach with how powerful circles can be and just like not talking at staff or community members, kind of bringing like the ideas from our outline and then getting feedback from them too. And our thought was to have our team from this grant lead those circles. We've just found that that strategy to have other people have a voice too has been really helpful.
That is so cool. And you bring up something really important, which is that sharing your plan, even though this picture, I just thought the picture was cute, but sharing your plan is really also about listening and hearing back from the community, right? Because you want this to work. And your plans, though we have kind of like helped you to finish them, right? They're never really going to be finished. This is a work in progress. This is something that you get to keep coming back to. And we encourage you to do that because that feedback, using that feedback loop to make it work it's essential. So Dana, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I see Facebook. I saw, wow, these are great ideas. Newspaper article. Holly, that's a great idea. Do you have anything more to share about that? And I don't want to put you guys on, I shouldn't put you on the spot, but if anybody, I'm curious because I love that idea. And I think the newspaper is a place that the community is going to go.
Our English teacher is actually one of the journalists for our local newspaper. So she does a lot of articles already to promote positive things that our school does. So I think that this would be a good route.
Oh, that's awesome. So cool. Yeah, utilizing those skills and the resources that you have in your building, that's such a great connection. That's super cool. And also, we talked about at the end of planning last time, what are some community resources that can support your work? And I'd say the newspaper could be a great friend in this work. Even if you don't have somebody necessarily on your staff that's working for the paper, but utilizing that resource to help you get the word out and get people excited. And maybe even find, some other community supports through that route. It's a great idea. All right, website, Facebook, community. Oh, presentations. Awesome. MTSS team. Y'all, this is great. Black and gold broadcast. That sounds cool. Is that a student-led, sounds like a student-led broadcast. That's neat. All right, great ideas. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's go on and I'm going to share a couple of resources. So our team of TA providers, that's me. Actually, TA providers, can you just raise your hands? We've got Ben, me, Tona, Lauren, and Carla Heredia. We either have been out to visit your schools or are coming to visit your schools. This is a big highlight for us. We love to just come out and see you in your space and learn about you and your school district and community. So this is a super fun part of our work. And this is not a scary visit. This is just a fun visit. And one of the things we're going to do is bring you some resources or share some resources to help you get the word out and share your plan. We want this to be as easy for you as possible. So we've got some things that we're going to bring. The first thing, of course, is your plan. You've got these beautiful plans. So we'll bring some copies of that for you to use. We also have a slide presentation. So I think maybe some of you have already tried it. I don't know. But we have a slide deck that'll be in your Google Drive folder. It may already be there. And that's for you. We kind of tried to make about a 10-minute presentation that you could use to share out the key pieces of your plan with your community. So that's going to be available to you. And then we have these fun posters. They turned out really big and beautiful. You could see a little screenshot of one there. And this is just like, hopefully is something you can hang in your building to get people to know that your plan exists. And then we made some QR codes. QR codes were so fancy, right? And we made them on stickers. So if you choose, you can stick them on your poster to direct people into kind of read your plan in its entirety, or you could take them to your student survey results or staff survey results. So again, just trying to get the word out and get people aware of the cool work that you're doing and all the things that went into it. So, does anyone have questions about these resources or thoughts or anything that I missed, team?
No, it's I mean it's a ton of stuff to try to get the word out. So we're just trying to make life easy for all of you, because we know you've got other competing priorities and a lot of other stuff going on. And the hope with these things is that you can use these and adapt them and apply them in your context to the way that's going to get the word out best. I know some folks have been putting these posters at the post office to let others in the community know that the school has a plan to strengthen well-being. That slide deck I know can be used for all kinds of presentations. So yeah, we're excited to see how you use them all. I mean, that post office idea came from one of you. I don't know who, but that wasn't us. So excited to hear about ideas that you have for applying all these in your settings.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, so your slide decks, they have placeholders for photos. Those are just, photos that I got off the internet. But would be cool if you could put your photos in there, like that. All of this stuff is for you. We put it in Google Drive so that hopefully it's easy for you to get in there and edit and revise things the way you want to. So feel free to have at it. And if there's something specific that you're trying to do that you're stuck on, reach out to us, RTA providers. We're all here to help you. And we love it when we hear from you. So don't ever hesitate in that regard. And then the QR codes, Alex, yay. The QR codes, it's funny. If nobody's ever tried to make, like, how many did we make? 80 QR codes. They all look the same, as you know. So it was quite a jumble some days. And we double checked and triple checked and quadruple checked the QR codes to make sure they went to the right place. So I'm really excited that they work. And I think the sticker idea is fun. I am curious to see what you all think, but the hope is that you can, use them wherever you want. And the stickers, like I said, put them on the poster if that suits you, or not, if you don't feel like you want to do that. So it kind of gives you that choice. Also, I'll let you know that if you want the QR codes, because they're also in your slide deck, so that when you present, your people can go to the plan and the survey results. But if you want to use them for something else, maybe you just want to print it on your own flyer, those QR codes are in your Google Drive folder in the photos. Okay, so you can always just go in there and grab them. All right, cool. Ben, over to you.
Yeah, well, a major part of our day together today is going to be to celebrate some of the early implementation of this plan. I know making a plan and having implementation happen in the same year is a high bar. But already we've had success stories from many of you. We just wanted to highlight a few stories to help you know what's going on and hopefully to continue to generate excitement about making stuff happen. So we have 3 guest presenters with us today: Shaylee Sniff, Katie Smotherman, and Kendra Davis, each of whom are going to share something that they've been working on in their school district this year related to this plan. So with that, well, I think we'll just get started with Shaylee Sniff. Shaylee's been working with well, with me since like 2018, I want to say. So we're old friends now. Even though she's still young. Weird. And she's a school nurse at Walsh. She has worked there for a good while, fixture of the community there, and an ongoing long-term advocate for health and wellness as the nurse there. And Shaylee's going to tell us a little bit about what she's been working on with staff appreciation. With that, Shaylee, I'll pitch to you.
All right, thank you so much. So this year, we obviously had our strategies for staff and student wellness, but we really talked about needing to district-wide show more appreciation and awards for our staff, and we wanted to make that more public. And so what's pretty amazing, actually, at the same time that we were planning that and talking about that, we had a teacher come to us and say, hey, I thought of this really good idea from a friend called the Eagle Spotlight. And so she had already had this idea. This is the teacher that came up with this. And it's just making this teacher appreciation way more public. And each week she posts about 2 different staff members and recognizes them and gives a little bit of info about all of them. Of course, we love the most used emoji. That's always fun. And it puts a face to the name. Sometimes we get new staff coming in and community members, parents, sometimes they don't know even what they look like. And so we just thought this was a great way to make that connection. It's really simple. You've already got a Facebook page, most people do. And so it's just plugging that in. And then what we were also able to do was we utilized the Eagle Spotlight info, and our students have a News 27. So it's a student-led news mock news channel, if you will. And so stuff that's already going on, we just wanted to start implementing those things. So that was the main part, and it allows for connection with the students and the staff. The students are getting to report about these teachers, maybe even teachers that they had in elementary school. They're getting to talk about them again. And so it just reconnects. It allows reconnection for students to the staff, as well as then to our community members. And I think that what was so good about this for us was it was easy, really easy, a simple idea, and just plug it into things you've already got going on. So that's about it.
Very cool. So I love the idea of incorporating the students. Can you say more about how they broadcast out, how the students participate in that?
So it's just a video production class, and it's only broadcasted out to the district, which we could utilize Facebook a little bit more with that, or put it on a website. We've also got a newsletter too. So a student-led newsletter. So it's giving students the opportunity to write about their teachers or their staff. And that one is more public than our news channel. So
very cool.
Yeah.
And if others have quick questions for Shaylee, you can either drop these in the chat or just come off mute and ask Shaylee if you want more details on how she was able to pull this off. I have another quick question. Shaylee, have you yet been featured in the staff spotlight?
No, which is totally fine with me, but
well, when you do, I would love to know these details about you. So when you do, I think this whole group will anticipate seeing that broadcast out to we need to know your most used emoji.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a purple heart or something like that, but
and then moving forward, is there plans to continue with this next year? The structures in place for moving forward?
Yes, and so what's going to be really exciting, I think, again, with our new school being built, we're going to be able to incorporate more community within our elementary and high school. And so we're just really excited about, one, that we can implement it now, obviously with 2 separate buildings, but once we get that one building, it's going to allow for more connectivity with elementary through high school. and just continue to build that unity that we all need to help build morale for all of us. So
I
Nice.
have a
Awesome.
question.
Yeah, go ahead, Carla.
My question is, what have you heard? Have you gotten any feedback from students or from staff? Just curious.
Yeah, I think that students are sometimes surprised at what, our staff's favorite movie is or their favorite teacher. And what's really cool too is some of those favorite teachers are getting to see these posts. And so that's reconnecting with the old staff that used to work at Walsh or maybe from other districts. So that's really cool to see that connectivity. And then other staff within are able to repost this and continue to expand upon how great this person is. So like just keep building the positive appreciation for that person.
Very nice.
I love that. That is so cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready to transition forward. If folks have other questions for Shaylee, feel free to just drop them in the chat, and I'm sure Shaylee will closely monitor that and get back to you. Next, Katie, I know was having some internet problems. Katie, are you here?
Yes.
Oh, yay. Okay, great.
Yes, I'm here.
Great. All right. With that, I'll pitch to Lauren to introduce you, Katie.
Okay, next up, we're going to hear from Katie Smotherman. She's the counselor at Lamar Middle School, and she's going to tell us about a really fun and innovative strategy that they've implemented already to build positive relationships and bring some fun into the school. So Katie, tell us all about it.
Yes, so hi, I am Katie, and one thing that our students said when we surveyed about what they wanted to see in our building and what our student advisory team talked about was doing more activities together outside of the classroom, and something that brought them together, brought us together with the students. And so we used to do like fun get-togethers in our gym and presentations, but since COVID happened, we really had not gone back to that. And one thing they asked for were some pep assemblies. And so one thing we did is we did a Q3 pep rally, and we highlighted our sport teams, our clubs. We had the students stand up and we cheered for each other. And then we played some really fun games with the students. And it was so great to see their smiles and the laughter. And the students still talk about it and ask when our next one is. So you can see some of these pictures. We had like a knowledgeable students against teachers. That's the top right photo with the teachers obviously winning. Some say it might have been stacked against the students, but we won and they were not happy with us, but it was hilarious. We also did a basketball relay where the boys had to dress up in wigs and dresses against the teachers, and it was very fun. And then we played a head, shoulder, knee cup game, and you can see some of the students falling and the teachers winning. And of course, we only printed off pictures where the teachers won and put them around the school, and the students are still giggling about that. And then we had our cheerleaders perform one of their routines. So it was really, really fun.
Looks like such a blast. Sorry, could you say more about this basketball one with why those kids are climbing on each other?
So they might have won. We think it was rigged, against us. They might have tripped us a little bit and beat us, but they are just having so much fun. That's the winning team where they're jumping and screaming over there. And we feel like they might not have put their dresses on all the way, but we gave it to them.
Nice. Very fun.
And if you see the picture, it's the middle picture on the right where there's a young boy laughing at the teacher who has fallen, dead on the floor in the center. if you would zoom in on the faces of the kids in the crowd, every single kid is laughing with their mouths open, big smiles on their face, and it's just the best thing to see.
That's so nice. Yeah, I definitely see all the smiles and there's something about competition. I don't know, something about the competition that can be just so engaging for everybody.
It's so engaging and a lot of laughs. And so our plan is every quarter we're going to do these pep rallies and highlight our sports teams and our clubs, any, any awards they have won. And it was pretty neat for the kids to be able to stand up and get cheered for what they're doing in our school. And it has motivated some of our kids that are not in clubs or activities to want to join them. So that's what we wanted. And it's happening. So it was really a great experience.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
Very cool. And sorry, how many of these? What's the schedule you're hoping for with this?
So we're on 9-week quarters in Lamar Middle School, and we're going to do a pep rally after each quarter is our plan. So our next pep rally will be at the end of the school year. We're going to highlight our spring sport teams, our clubs, and then we will do a student against staff game against our volleyball and basketball team, which we do that every year, and they're really excited about it.
Super fun.
Yeah, it was great. So fun to have the students want this to come back. They really wanted something fun and engaging. And this is the first time we've ever done a pep rally quite like this, where our social studies teacher, you can see her in the top right photo. She's in the black. She was our MC, and we're afraid we might lose her to go do this professionally because she did such a great job.
Nice. We've got a question from Jessica for you. It is, what do you feel is the connection of the pep rally to kids joining the clubs?
Our hope was kids that maybe didn't stand up at all, they weren't involved in any club or sport or activity, that they saw all of the other kids standing up and getting cheered on and the excitement, that they were like, man, I want to be part of this. I want to be part of something where I get recognized and can be part of a team. And it's happened. I've had kids ask, how can they join, certain clubs, and how can they be more part of this pep rally? So it was pretty cool.
Very cool. Thanks so much for sharing. Other folks have questions for Katie and company at Lamar there about these awesome pep rallies.
I always have a question, or maybe other people are being shy, but my question, Katie, is, was it hard to pull this off? Or maybe were there anything, I don't know, just that you learned in the process? Or was it easier than you thought?
I just have to shout out to our social studies teacher, Savannah Davis. She is the one that really took charge of this and lead of this. There was a little team that helped out, but man, she put it together. And she did such a great job. Everyone pitched in, everyone was finding their dresses and wigs, and all of the sponsors of our clubs helped out. Our cheerleading coach met with our girls, even though their season was technically over. They still met to put this dance together for everyone. So it really was a school effort, but we were all just so excited about it. It turned out really well. And we also did a Facebook Live on it on our school Facebook page, so parents in the community could see what we were doing. And that was a nice hit for our parents to be able to see it.
Nice.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
There is another question in the chat. Do you see that, Ben? Is that what you were going to mention?
Yeah. So Alex from Moffat is asking if it was hard to get students to participate. Sometimes when we ask for volunteers for our pep rallies, it's crickets, and there's a fear of being embarrassed in front of the crowd. And she and others would welcome your suggestions there.
I don't know. Our students were very excited. No, in fact, we had so many volunteers. We were kind of like, okay, we'll try to get you next time. I feel like middle school, they're not quite there. They're almost there with the embarrassment, but no, we definitely had a good turnout, which could be something that we were worried about. But no, all of the kids that you see in the pictures were volunteers. They were pretty excited. And of course, we didn't choose kids that didn't want to be part of it. So, and you know, something that we did talk about to a few students is we did a little poll on would you want to be involved in the pep rally. So some of them knew, you know, we knew that some really did want to be part of it. So that could be something where you talk to your kids before and try to find some that might want to be involved.
Nice. Very cool. Well,
Yes.
Katie, thanks so much for sharing. This is awesome. If other folks have more questions for Katie, feel free to drop them in the chat as we're moving on. But time being, we'll push on to our third showcase here, which is going to be Kendra Davis from McClave. Kendra has also worked with us for a good while and been a long-term advocate for wellness initiatives. She's also a teacher in the school, teaching 5th and 6th grade. And I can brag for McClave that they are a blue ribbon school this year, which is a super high honor. That's hard to come by. So, and Kendra, I have no doubt was a huge part of them getting that award. So she's been a wellness coordinator for years, and very few people have been able to juggle that responsibility alongside being a teacher, but she's one of the few that's done it very well. So with that, we're going to hear what Kendra's been up to this year around indoor and outdoor spaces. Kendra, take it away.
Okay, so after we met with the kids during the youth advisory meetings and looking at our student surveys, the areas that they wanted to make some changes with were spending time outside during the school day and creating a pleasant, comfortable space in the building where they could hang out. So those are the areas or the strategies that we've started on so far. The inside space in the top right-hand corner, we wanted to make it furniture that wasn't in the rest of the building. So we used bar height tables and the couch and the chairs, and it's kind of off in an area. It's in a hallway, but there's it's a little bit of privacy, so the kids can kind of hang out and have a little bit of that freedom that they are wanting to have. The kids also had, when we met with the youth advisory team, it was in our staff health and wellness room. So they wanted something as cool as what the staff room looked like. So this is what we came up with for now. And then outside, McClave has always had a courtyard area where we've had some picnic tables and things, but it wasn't very utilized. And the school updated all the picnic tables and everything. And now we have kids eat outside every day. We even have to tell them when it's too cold that they can't go outside because they like going out there and having a little bit of a private space. We have 5th and 6th grade, they take turns eating out there, and then all our junior high and high school have that option where they can eat outside. We've tried to make that outside area a place where you can have class. In the top left-hand picture, that's the day the eclipse was going on, but they also have their lunch trays out there, you can see. So we're just trying to use this space more because it's what the kids had mentioned, that they wanted to get outside and get fresh air more often. So we've tried to encourage our teachers to go out there, and we have had classes that have been held in both of those areas, outside and in the lounge area, because the kids are excited to use those. So they kind of remind the teachers, hey, let's go outside and try this out. So we have our big teacher appreciation barbecue coming up in a couple of weeks, and we'll have that outside in that courtyard area. So we're just trying to encourage everyone to use it because the kids stressed it so much.
Kendra, I'm so motivated by a couple things I'm hearing. One is the heart of this change being from the kids, and that that was a driving force. So it came, that the youth advisory team wanted it, and then you made it happen for them. I'm curious if any of those youth advisory team kids have taken time out of their busy schedules to come thank you, or any follow up from the students on that.
You know, I actually had to enlist the youth advisory team to help me put the furniture together.
Oh, nice.
They were all about it. So, you know, they often mention how nice they have it here and how thankful they are that we're listening to some of those ideas that they have. So
nice. That's heartwarming. And then another question I have is how these it sounds like how your some of the changes that you've made are kind of having a building effect. They see the lounge and they want to lounge. I love that. And that you were able to answer on that call. And then just how this, you know, in working on this outdoor space, you're going to be able to use that as a space for other things like staff appreciation too. That's you know, I think it probably goes without saying for you as someone with as much experience making so many changes in schools, but it's cool to highlight how they can be a synergy around changes like that. Other folks with questions for Kendra about any of these huge improvements over at McClave?
Honey Quintana has a question in the chat. It says, how hard was it to get staff to have outside duty?
So our school, the whole staff has outside duty at one point or another during the day. So this area, though, that you're seeing, this courtyard area, there's windows that line the cafeteria. So the teachers that are eating in the cafeteria can see the kids at that point. We kind of have let the kids eat outside, and then we just watch them from the inside. So they are getting that little freedom piece that they're wanting there. But you know, all of our teachers K through 12 have a duty outside too. It's just part of our schedule.
Very nice. Good question, honey. I have a question too, also just about I mean, I have logistical questions about, you know, like where you got the furniture and stuff, because I think other folks would want to know about that. Or and I know Rhonda was interested in just excited that you had support for making that purchase at the school district. Any tips and tricks on either of those fronts on the logistics?
So the furniture was purchased through Amazon. Quick. The couch and the chairs are commercial grade so that they can hold up to these kids.
Yeah, right.
And it was actually pretty inexpensive. I thought it was really reasonably priced. Our outside picnic tables, you know, we had picnic tables outside for 20 years probably, and then the school updated everything out there last year. So I mean, it's just been a group effort by everybody.
Nice. Very cool. Love it. Other questions from our participants for Kendra? Have you taught out there yet?
Yeah, so that's my class looking at the eclipse. We were outside then.
All right.
But yeah, I've had class out there. And, you know, one of the other things you had mentioned is how can schools do this? You know, I've watched kids that are super excited to go outside even without picnic tables. We've had some reading buddies that just sit with their backs against the school building and they're reading books outside. So it doesn't need to be, you know, fancy furniture or anything. I've just watched kids that are excited to go outside and read books. We've used sidewalk chalk and played around outside with different math problems and all kinds of stuff. So it can be done without a lot of money too.
Very nice. Love that.
Can I say something? I just want to, this is just, thank you to all three of you. These one thing that's striking me is how each change, there's the change specifically, but then the repercussions, it kind of like Ben was saying, there's lots of, it touches on so many goals and so many strategies. Like you could see in these pictures, relationship building and, just like engagement and, like the things that we were talking about that I just think it's really cool to see how one change kind of reverberates across many different goals. I don't know.
Yeah, the
It's
interconnection
very cool.
between them. Yeah, definitely. Well, if others have questions, I'm gonna softly offer up. If others have questions or want to learn more about these, feel free to either reach out to us at Crush, and we can put you in touch with these implementation geniuses, and or just drop things in the chat to make your own connections there. But one thing we definitely need to do before we move on is one big round of applause for all three of our presenters in sharing their implementation successes. Yay!
Yay!
Thank you so much to all of you. I think with that, we're going to transition forward into talking about some of the trends that we saw across the plan. So again, this has been a huge effort pulling together 29 solid plans. And then within those plans, they all have strategies for student well-being and for staff well-being. So now we just wanted to highlight really quickly for you some of the biggest trends that we're noticing with the strategies that have been selected so far. So what you're seeing on this slide is the top student strategies selected by school districts. And these are, again, those big categories. The most popular one was providing engaging learning experiences, and then down the list in order of popularity is recognizing each student as an individual, then supporting students' social, emotional health and well-being, playing games and having fun together, prioritizing connections with families in the community, and then acknowledging and celebrating all students. And then on the staff side, these were the most popular strategies selected amongst staff. We have supporting staff, physical health and wellness, recognizing, celebrating, and showing appreciation of school staff, opportunities for staff to socialize, to do things during the school day, and then engaging staff in learning opportunities that are focused on their professional roles and interests, and providing aesthetically pleasing spaces to work, rest, and learn. So again, those are the most popular items, the things that most of us are working on. With that, I want to give you a sneak peek at some revisions on the dashboard to see how you can learn more about what folks are working on, and also, what folks are working on, and also see a little bit of the potential of how we might be able to use this as a collaborative space moving forward. With that, Carla, if you could stop sharing and I could start.
While you're getting queued up, I'll add that for the student strategies, even number 6, like 22 of your districts selected that. So these are really popular. And one thing that Ben and I have been really talking about, and actually on our whole team, is how having, working on things together is really cool. And so one of the things that he's going to show you now is just some ideas for how we can foster that collaboration and exchange of ideas.
Thanks, Carla.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's everyone's favorite website. It's the dashboard. We made some slight revisions here. First, when you go to the strategies for youth well-being, to that page, you'll see that now we have a list of the strategies, but instead of the information about how those strategies are associated to PERMA constructs, we now see which strategies have been selected by school districts. So you can see, again, this is the top of the list from that previous slide. providing engaging learning experiences. This means that 26 of the 29 school districts working on this have selected a strategy belonging to this category. And if you want to see more detail, you can again expand these in the same way we could in the past to see how many districts are working on each one of these strategies. So under this category of providing engaging learning experiences, we see that 17 school districts are working on this item, engaging students in fun, interactive lessons and hands-on. I need to click it to see it. Hands-on learning. Thank you. And then down the list. So as you're working on your plan, you can get a sense of how many other people are working on this. And we hope we will be able to connect you to other people who are working on similar things so that we can continue to learn from each other and continue to collaborate on things. For example, there are 2 districts working on having less online work. If I was one of those districts, I would sure want to know who that other district is. So that's the general idea around, as Carla was mentioning, there's collaborative opportunities here and ways in which we can continue to work together, learn from each other. And then when we have implementation success in any of these practices and strategies, we can feature those here and then also learn about resources, things that people are doing that are worked or what didn't work, just to kind of build our evidence base together around doing this. Because all these strategies came from kids in Southern Colorado. It's not like there is things that are known, but they all came from kids in these schools. And now all of you are tasked with figuring out how to make them happen, which is, I don't know, it's super exciting to like know that we're going to have an index of change and promoting well-being here. That's all focused on Southern Colorado. It came from Southern Colorado, and it's for helping to support schools in Southern Colorado. So I'm super excited, as you can tell, about the potential for this to be a space where we can continue to be connected to each other. I want to show you an example of what that looks like, or what it could look like, because we haven't figured it out. This is again something we hope we figure out together with you. So Kendra was working on spending time outside during the school day and holding class outside. Oh my gosh, look at that. If I click here, I can learn about how great McClave's outdoor classroom is. I have no text here yet because this is just kind of a placeholder, but maybe Kendra could let me know more of the details, or I can listen to what she just said and I could write a brief synopsis about what she did, how it worked, why it worked. We could also use this as a space to find support for this. In just a quick Google, I found this article that showcases some of the benefits of holding class outside, relates to what some of the things that anecdotally that Kendra was saying about helping kids focus. If you get kids outside, then they can come back in the classroom and be more focused for their indoor time. So that's just one example. And I want to bounce over quickly to the staff strategies for staff well-being. Today, this has not been on the site, but it's on here now if you would like to dig in. And we have it organized the same way, where the most popular strategies, the ones that have been selected by the most school districts, are up at the top of this. 27 of the 29 school districts selected this, supporting an item under supporting staff physical health and wellness. And then same thing, we can break this down to peek in to see how many school districts selected each of these practices. With that, I did the same thing for, if we dig in on looking for ways to recognize, celebrate, and show appreciation, and we want to pursue individual awards and recognition, here we have the example from Walsh. So same thing. So we have examples there at the ready, and I think I'm optimistic about the potential to use this as a space where we can see what's going on and make sure that we're identifying supports that are helpful for all of you. And we can connect you to others who are working on similar kinds of things. I am going to stop sharing, I think, now. But want to let you know, again, where those things are. They're right here and here on the dashboard.
And Kat, or Rachel, sorry, put the link in the chat. So does anybody have questions, thoughts, ideas You like this idea? Is it worth putting more
Yeah.
energy into this? Thank you, Jody. It's all Ben. 100%.
That is not true. That is not true.
Well, and Walsh and McClave, thank you for
nothing to put up there. Nothing to put up there if schools don't do anything, for sure.
cool. It looks like, yes, Dana, I agree. I feel like doing this work together feels doable, right? I mean, we've got each other. All right, awesome. Lots of thumbs up in the chat. Thank you for the feedback. It's helpful to know because we think we have good ideas and then we wonder. So thank you for that. Yes, Alex, collaborating and not reinventing the wheel. Nobody has time to invent the wheel. Nobody has time to invent the wheel. So let's just share and learn from each other. Agreed. All right. We know that you all have lots to talk about, to share, whether or not you've started implementing practices. You have been doing this work for months, and we are excited to help you kind of work on some of those connections. Sorry, I'm going to look off screen for a minute because I have to get my screen sharing. So I'll be right back here. Ben, you can talk while I figure out what I'm doing.
Well, we're about to transition into being able to talk to one another about some of the successes we're making in our own school districts and things that have, already been fun or, challenges you've experienced, but also successes you've experienced so far. For me.
Am I sharing? Sorry.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Sorry, everybody. I haven't done this in a while. Keep talking.
Rusty.
I'm rusty. I'm rusty. All right, we're getting there. Okay. Bye. Okay. Now it looks right.
Yep. You're good.
Okay. Here we are. And the Echo team is going to put these questions in the chat. So when you're in breakouts, don't forget that your chat's available to you, and you can use these questions if they're helpful, and also just getting to know each other, making new friends, reconnecting with old friends, building those connections and exchanging ideas is the theme for our breakout today. So we encourage you to designate somebody to lead the discussion when you get in there. So thank you for whoever decides to volunteer for that task in advance. Please take a minute to introduce yourselves, your name, school, role, and I think it's fun to always hear what's something you love about your job. And then finally, sharing stories. So something that's working for you, some successes that you've had, something you're trying to do, something that you're excited about that's in your plan. Let's just start the conversations, and yeah, that's it. That's the goal. We'll be in breakouts for about 20 minutes. Does anybody have questions before we send you over there? All right, well, you can always raise your hand. As you know, there's a button somewhere in your chat room, and then we will come and help you. Otherwise, enjoy these conversations, and we'll see you back here in about 20 minutes. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back, friends.
I hope you enjoyed that time to connect with each other. As you're coming back, if there's anything you want to share in the chat from your conversation, something that inspired you or that you want to try as a result of talking with your cohort here, welcome back. I think everybody's here, or yeah, that looks pretty good.
Welcome back, friends.
If you have something to share that happened in your breakout that you think the whole group would enjoy hearing or would benefit from, please take yourselves off mute or drop in the chat what happened, because we're curious if you have anything to share.
Yeah, if you want to brag for somebody else too. because I think we'll figure out how to help populate that site so that it's useful, and we need examples to try to figure out what goes in there. So all ears for great innovations and implementation happening right now. Walking classrooms, whoop, way to go.
Love that.
A lot of resources out there for that one too.
Oh man, I would have loved that as a student.
Yeah, what a big
have to
game
say.
changer.
Super cool. Oh, that's
great to hear that
Kendra.
that you're gonna keep going with the youth advisory team, Kendra. I know a lot of folks are thinking about that too. So we'll one thing looking ahead is we'll try to continue to provide support for making that happen. So you have things to do with them. It's great.
That's awesome to hear. All right, well, feel free to keep adding things to the chat. We're going to wrap up. We have some things to share with you, namely what you can expect moving forward here, because you're not done with us yet. Okay, I'll try to make this a little smoother than the last time. Did I do it?
Yep.
Go, Ben. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, well, this is just a little sneak peek ahead. We're transitioning fully now into implementation. Again, it's really worth celebrating that we've got all these plans in place, and they're all based on your ideas and kids' ideas. So a strong foundation to move into implementation, I think. And here is kind of what we expect to be to be offering and doing this coming fall, just so you have a sense of what's coming. First is going to be some form of reconvening this group. I know there's a lot of energy in this group, and I hope you feel it too, so that we can just kind of stay connected and supported with one another. So stay tuned on that. We'll be offering up the re-administration of those staff and student well-being surveys. I know many of us have built into our plan so far that hoping to see change over time in some of the things that we're measuring. Between how staff are doing or how students are doing, or just to continue to take up a pulse on what people are needing support in related to well-being. So that will be coming, and that again is will be handled by Crush and administered in a similar way to last year. You will continue to receive technical assistance and support from Crush. Each district has a technical assistance provider, which Carl will share on the next slide in a moment. But just know that we'll continue to be there every step of the way in helping you through implementation. We've done this in the past, and we've been successful in the past, and I have every reason to believe that we'll continue to be successful in supporting and partnering with all of you to make changes happen in schools. And then you'll continue to see some updates on the dashboard as we learn more about what is going to be helpful and meaningful for all of you. And then we'll try to keep offering up things that are going to be helpful in supporting implementation. Again, the goal with that is just that it's a support for you. So if you have ideas about what you'd like to see there, we're all ears. And that's it. More opportunities. I think, there's other things that we will continue to be on the lookout for based on what everyone's working on. I mean, one of the most popular ideas is engaging learning experiences for kids. There's so much potential for being able to share innovations that are happening in schools and to share them with other school districts. So I'm optimistic about what ideas we might be able to pull together, and also what professional development or other resources we're able to bring into this group. So again, stay tuned on that.
And if it's not clear yet, I just want to add that we don't know exactly what these opportunities are going to be, because we want to work with you to figure out what you want to see. So keep us posted about what you want to learn about and how we can support your district. The crazier your idea, the better. We're open. So just bring it up. But we look forward to figuring that out together. All right. Sorry, did I interrupt you?
No, that's good.
I'm ready to share about family engagement.
Yeah.
One thing we do know, and if you'll remember from that student strategy slide, Lots of you are working on connecting with families in the community. So we have great news if family engagement is in your plan. The one opportunity is coming up actually next Tuesday. So apologize for the short notice, but this one is actually a webinar. It's an hour webinar. It's put on by the Rocky Mountain Family Engagement Collective. And there's some registration information in the chat. It's free. And this is about how to get funding and how to sustain your family engagement efforts. So I'll be there. Some of us will be there from Crush, but send someone from your district if this is something that's interesting to you. So next Tuesday, April 23rd, 3 to 4 p.m. Next fall, we have a super exciting Echo that is going to be on Family School Partnerships also. Great thing about this Echo, I am really excited about this Echo because it's going to provide strategies and resources that each time you come to the Echo, you'll be able to leave with materials, strategies that you can put in place right away. So the audience for this is specifically anyone at your school district who works with families directly. So there's going to be a secondary track and an elementary track. So if you're a secondary teacher, just know you'll be able to be with other secondary teachers talking specifically about family engagement at that level. And there's also going to be an option to break out with other rural educators within that track. So we're very excited about this. It'll start in September. Unfortunately, we don't have registration information yet, but we wanted to put it on your radar so that you could start telling people about it. And if this is something that your district's working on, just know that this is coming. It's also free. There'll be CEUs available, and that'll be from 9 to 10:15 in the morning on Zoom also.
Mm-hmm.
Questions about either of those? All right, well, we're here if you do have questions. Here are the people who are here to support you. If you haven't seen us yet in your neck of the woods, you will see us soon. So wave to us. Okay, for Tuesday, Kimberly, that registration link that's right there above your chat message, wondering how to get an invite for Tuesday. If you go there, you'll be registered and then you'll get the Zoom link right away. Does that answer your question? Okay. Emails are in the chat. If that didn't answer your question, you can hang out after this session and we are here to help you. Yeah, okay, good. And I think that's all I got. Ben?
Yeah, so reach out to your TA provider if you need anything.
Oops. Go forward.
As
there we go.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Let's give it up to the Crush team and Carla Leckie for pulling this all together. Yay. Amazing, amazing work. This is one of the biggest initiatives in the United States right now related to well-being and promoting well-being in schools. So I hope you all see yourself as innovators and leaders in this, trying to promote well-being for kids and leaning on ideas of kids to make schools better places. So because we can't do it alone, and we will continue to learn from each other, and I'm excited about what's possible here. No attendance form, just putting your name in the having your name registered on here is all we need for grabbing your attendance. So we got your attendance. You've all been documented. Unless there's more than one of you on there and you haven't added more than one name. If you have a secret person there, let us know about the secret person as well. Otherwise, we'll be able to close out, I think, and let you all move on to your day. Hope you have an awesome spring and summer, and don't be a stranger. If you need anything from us, don't hesitate to reach out.
Thanks, everyone. You all are awesome.
Thank you guys for everything.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. And if anyone wants to hang out, if you have questions, we'll hang out for a little bit.
Hey, I was going to ask, was there funding for next year? We were just talking about sustainability of some of these. Or can we roll over any from year 2 into year 3?
Both. So
Yes, and
uh,
yes, you should be getting $9,000 for next year,
Okay.
as well as carrying over whatever you haven't used from year 1 and year 2. Hoping
That
to
is
get those funds sent out maybe by beginning of September.
okay. That is 100% what I wanted to know. And then so I just want to clarify though, next year, because we're just in implementation, so we are just going to take our strategies and just really try to hit them, and we can just use those resources, or will there be other things that we need to be budgeting for next year?
I mean,
That's it.
Okay.
yeah, that's the
All right,
gist
Ben,
of
you
it
go.
is trying to, we had those, like, we started out with those suggested budgets for each
Mhm.
school district, and there ends up being flexibility within those budgets as applied to the school district. So that's of course a suggestion. But yeah, it's meant to support the efforts related to the grant.
Okay. Awesome. I appreciate that. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
of
I'll be
course.
bummed to miss
Yeah,
you,
thanks for
Ben,
the question.
this next week, but I'm sure you and Don
Yeah, no worries. Yeah,
will
next time. Yeah,
very well. But I wanted to get that question in there as we were thinking of some of the stuff for next year. So thanks
course,
so
yeah.
much.
Awesome. Thanks,
We'll
Abby.
see ya.
Bye.
See you. Okay. Rhonda, yes. You still here?
I am. I'm having so many problems going on in my background today that
Oh, no worries.
Oh,
Appreciate
no
you making
worries.
it work.
Yeah.
anyway, that $9,000 for everybody is awesome. I thought we only had $3,000 next year. And so that's amazing.
I think it's 9, right, Carla?
Yep.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's great. I appreciate hearing that. Now we can really have more to implement more. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's great.
So thank you
Good.
for that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being here, Rhonda. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Thank
you all. I
you.
hope you all have a good summer.
Have a great summer. Yeah.
You too, Rhonda.
Bye. Hi.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Mariah, did you have any questions or anything you wanted to follow up about?
Kitty Club go good?
No, sorry, I was just listening to the end. I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Thank
Good.
you.
Well, it's nice to see you. Thanks for coming.
Nice to see you. Bye.
See ya.
Hi,
See you, Mariah.
Mariah.